My beloved child. There are things unfolding around you that your eyes cannot see yet, movements happening in silence, patterns forming when you think nothing is happening at all. You feel it sometimes, don't you? A strange heaviness in the air, a quiet stirring in your spirit, as if something is watching your life closely. You are not imagining it. But do not be afraid, because this is not about danger, this is about destiny. While you go about your daily life, while you smile, struggle, hope, and sometimes doubt yourself, there is a deeper awareness surrounding you. Every step you take, every tear you hide, every prayer you whisper when no one is listening, none of it is unnoticed. Heaven has been paying attention long before you realized something was different. Even when people turned their backs on you, even when you felt forgotten, unseen, or underestimated, you were never out of sight. My beloved child, there are moments when you feel like people don't truly know you. They see your surface but miss your depth. They hear your words but don't understand your heart. And because of that, you sometimes feel exposed and vulnerable, as if your life is open and unprotected. But hear me clearly now, what is happening behind your back is not meant to harm you. It is meant to guard you. You are being observed not with judgment, but with purpose. Not with suspicion, but with love. There is a reason you were placed where you are. There is a reason certain doors closed without explanation. There is a reason some people slowly drifted away from your life. These were not accidents. These were adjustments. You were being repositioned quietly while you thought nothing was happening. My beloved child, when you were tired of explaining yourself, when you stopped defending your heart, when you chose silence instead of arguments. That was the moment the unseen realm leaned in closer. Your restraint spoke louder than words. Your patience revealed your strength. And your tears, the ones you cried alone, carried more power than you know. You often wonder why misunderstandings follow you. Why people assume things about you that are not true. Why your intentions are questioned. It feels unfair. It feels heavy. But what you don't realize is that this pressure is proof of importance. Ordinary lives are not watched closely. Ordinary hearts are not tested deeply. What is valuable is always protected, always observed, always prepared. Behind your back, there has been a quiet watching, not to trap you, but to cover you. While you sleep, while your mind replays worries and regrets, there is a watchful presence ensuring that what is not meant for you never reaches you. You were spared from things you don't even know existed. Situations were stopped before they touched you. Words were silenced before they could destroy you. My beloved child, you are not walking alone. Even when you feel exposed, you are surrounded. Even when you feel misunderstood, you are deeply known. Every choice you make is seen. Every time you choose kindness instead of bitterness, humility instead of pride, love instead of revenge, it is noted. And these notes are not forgotten. There are people who speak about you when you are not in the room. Some speak out of confusion, some out of jealousy, some out of curiosity. But hear this, none of those voices have authority over your future. What truly matters is the voice that speaks for you when you are silent. And that voice has been steady, calm, and protective. My beloved child, there were moments when you felt like something was off, like you were being tested without knowing why. You sensed delays. You sensed resistance. You sensed eyes on your journey. But instead of panicking, you kept going. Instead of breaking, you bent and learned. That is why you are still standing today. You are being watched because you are being prepared. Watched because you are being refined. Watched because something precious is being shaped within you. The fire you went through was not meant to destroy you. It was meant to reveal you. Trust this process, my beloved child. Even the unseen movements are working in your favor. Even the silence is speaking for you. And even now, as you read these words, something within you is awakening, a quiet knowing that you are not alone, and you never have been. Part 2. My beloved child. There is a deeper layer to this watching that you must understand, because without understanding, fear tries to take over. Fear whispers that being seen means being exposed, that being noticed means being judged. But this is not the truth of what surrounds you. This is not surveillance meant to control you. This is attention meant to protect you. You have walked through seasons where you felt unguarded, where people crossed boundaries, where trust was broken. Those moments left marks on your heart. They made you cautious. They made you question motives. And now, when you sense unseen eyes, your mind tries to connect it with past pain. But this time is different. What is happening behind your back is not against you, it is for you. While you focus on surviving each day, something greater is focusing on your becoming. There are lessons being recorded in your life, not to shame you, but to teach you. There are patterns being observed, not to limit you, but to guide you. My beloved child, you are not being watched because you are weak. You are being watched because you are capable. You carry something within you that cannot be left unguarded. Your heart has depth. Your words carry weight. Your presence affects rooms more than you realize. And because of that, there must be care, balance, and timing. You often feel like you are one step behind everyone else. Like others move ahead faster, achieve sooner, receive recognition earlier. And you wonder why your path feels slower, heavier, more watched. But this delay is not denial. This is precision. Your life is being handled with care because it holds consequences beyond yourself. There were times when you wanted to rush ahead, to force outcomes, to prove your worth. But something always stopped you. Circumstances shifted. Energy drained. Plans fell apart. At the time, it felt frustrating. Now you must see it clearly, you were being held back because the ground ahead was not ready for you yet. My beloved child, protection often feels like restriction before it feels like freedom. Watching often feels uncomfortable before it feels safe. But one day, you will look back and understand why you were not allowed to step into certain situations too early. You will realize how close you were to harm that never reached you. Even your mistakes have been handled gently. Even when you fell short, you were not abandoned. Correction came quietly. Lessons came softly. You were redirected without humiliation. That is not the treatment of someone forgotten. That is the treatment of someone treasured. Behind your back, there has been guidance shaping your path. Conversations you never heard changed outcomes. Opportunities you never saw were removed. And dangers you never sensed were blocked. This is why, despite everything, you are still here. Still breathing. Still hoping. My beloved child, there are moments coming when this watching will turn into revealing. When what has been hidden will be understood. When the pressure you felt will finally make sense. But until then, you must learn to trust what you cannot see. Your job is not to constantly look over your shoulder. Your job is to walk forward with integrity. To keep your heart clean. To stay grounded in love. Because when you live truthfully, no hidden eye can harm you. What watches over you is stronger than what watches against you. Rest now in this knowing. You are not exposed, you are covered. You are not targeted, you are treasured. And even when you don't understand the watching, you can trust the one who watches. Part 3. My beloved child. Soon, the feeling of being monitored will shift into a feeling of being supported. The weight you feel now will turn into clarity. The unease will transform into peace. Because there comes a moment when preparation ends and purpose begins to unfold openly. You will notice it in small ways first. A sense of confidence replacing doubt. Calm replacing anxiety. Wisdom replacing reaction. You will stop explaining yourself to those who never tried to understand you. You will stop shrinking to make others comfortable. And in that moment, you will realize, you were never under threat. You were under care. The watching behind your back has shaped you into someone stronger, quieter, and wiser. You no longer need constant validation. You no longer panic at misunderstanding. You know who you are now. And that knowing cannot be shaken. My beloved child, what is meant for you will not require fear to reach you. What is destined for you will not sneak up on you. It will arrive with peace. And when it does, you will understand why your journey was watched so closely. Until that day, walk gently. Walk honestly. Walk bravely. You are seen. You are known. And you are deeply protected, always. My beloved child. I need you to listen carefully now, because what I am about to reveal will bring clarity to the heaviness you have been carrying without words. You have felt it, that subtle pressure, that quiet sense that nothing in your life is random anymore. You move, and it feels as if the air itself responds. You pause, and something unseen pauses with you. This is not imagination. This is awareness awakening inside you. Behind your back, there has been observation, yes. But not the kind that searches for your failure. This watching is not waiting for you to fall. It is waiting for you to rise without breaking. It is careful, patient, intentional. Just like a guardian watches a child learning to walk, allowing small stumbles but never allowing the fall that would cause harm. My beloved child, you must understand this. Not everyone is watched the same way. Some people move freely because their choices carry little consequence. But your decisions ripple outward. Your words land deeper. Your presence shifts energy. And because of that, there must be guidance that stays close, even when you don't feel it. You have often wondered why life corrects you so quickly. Why the moment you drift even slightly off alignment, discomfort follows. Others seem to make worse choices and still move forward, while you are gently, sometimes firmly, pulled back. This is not punishment. This is protection refined by love. There were times when you thought you were losing control of your life. Plans collapsed. Expectations dissolved. You asked yourself why nothing seemed to stay stable. But what you didn't see was that instability was preventing something far worse. You were being rerouted while thinking you were being delayed. My beloved child, the watching behind your back has also been revealing who can be trusted and who cannot. You noticed how some people changed when you stopped chasing them. How some connections faded when you set boundaries. How silence exposed intentions more than words ever did. That was not coincidence. That was discernment being sharpened in you. You are learning to see without spying, to understand without interrogating, to feel truth without demanding explanations. This is wisdom. And wisdom always comes through observation, both of yourself and of the world around you. There were moments when you felt exposed emotionally, as if your vulnerabilities were visible to everyone. You feared being judged, misunderstood, or taken advantage of. But listen to me now, your vulnerability has been guarded. What could have been exploited was instead protected. What could have been twisted was preserved in purity. My beloved child, even when others talked about you behind your back, those words lost power before they reached you. Accusations dissolved. Assumptions fell apart. Because truth stands quietly, and it does not need defense. What is real does not need to shout. You may not realize it, but your restraint has confused those who expected reaction. Your silence unsettled those who hoped for chaos. Your peace disrupted those who wanted control. And because of that, attention followed you, not because you are weak, but because you are unshaken. Behind your back, adjustments have been made in ways you could not perceive. Timing has been altered. Alignments have shifted. Certain doors did not open because you were not meant to enter them as you were. You are being shaped to walk through future doors with strength, not desperation. My beloved child, there is also something else you must hear. This watching is teaching you how to watch yourself, not with harsh judgment, but with awareness. You are becoming conscious of your patterns, your triggers, your habits. You are learning when to speak and when to remain quiet. When to hold on and when to let go. This self-awareness did not come easily. It came through discomfort. Through reflection. Through moments when you felt alone with your thoughts. But now, you are no longer ruled by impulse. You are guided by understanding. You may still feel uneasy at times, like something important is approaching but not yet visible. That feeling is real. You are standing in a threshold season. The watching has intensified not because something bad is coming, but because something meaningful is near. My beloved child, what is valuable is always monitored closely before it is released. Gold is watched in fire. Seeds are watched underground. and you have been watched in silence. Do not let fear twist this truth. You are not being followed, you are being followed through. Every step you take is supported. Every tear you shed is accounted for. Every prayer you whisper is received. Soon, this watching will feel less like pressure and more like assurance. Less like tension and more like peace. But for now, trust this unseen care. You are not alone. You have never been alone. And what is happening behind your back is quietly preparing you for what lies ahead. My beloved child. Now you are entering the moment where everything you felt but could not explain begins to settle inside you like truth finding its place. The watching that once made you uneasy will no longer feel like pressure. It will feel like support. It will feel like a hand steadying your back instead of eyes questioning your steps. There comes a time when preparation ends quietly, without announcement. No loud signal. No dramatic shift. Just a calm inner knowing that you are no longer who you used to be. You will notice that things that once disturbed you no longer shake you. Words that once hurt now pass through you without lodging in your heart. Situations that once confused you now make sense without explanation. My beloved child, this is the fruit of being watched with purpose. You were not observed to control you. You were observed to strengthen you. The patience you learned, the restraint you practiced, the silence you embraced, all of it has shaped your character. And character is what carries destiny safely. Soon, you will realize that you no longer feel the need to look over your shoulder. The fear of being misunderstood will fade. The urge to explain yourself will disappear. You will walk with quiet confidence, knowing that truth does not need constant defense. When you stand in alignment, nothing hidden can threaten you. There will be moments when people suddenly see you differently. They may not know why. They may not understand what changed. But something in you will feel grounded, steady, unmovable. That is when you will understand, the watching has done its work. My beloved child, what is meant for you will now begin to move toward you naturally. Not rushed. Not forced. Not through struggle. But through alignment. Opportunities will come with peace instead of anxiety. Connections will feel safe instead of draining. Choices will feel clear instead of confusing. You will also notice that some people will no longer have access to you, not because you rejected them, but because your growth no longer resonates with their intentions. And this will not hurt the way it once did. You will bless them silently and keep walking. Behind your back, what once guarded you will now stand beside you. The unseen care will feel closer, more personal. You will sense guidance without fear. Correction without shame. Direction without pressure. My beloved child, remember this always, being watched never meant you were powerless. It meant you were important. It meant your journey mattered. It meant your heart carried weight in places you could not see. Now walk forward without hesitation. You are not stepping into the unknown, you are stepping into the prepared. Everything you needed, you have been given. Everything you feared, you have outgrown. And when you look back one day, you will not feel fear or confusion. You will feel gratitude. Gratitude that you were protected when you didn't understand. Gratitude that you were guided when you felt lost. Gratitude that even behind your back, love never stopped watching over you. My beloved child. As you continue forward, there will be moments when you suddenly realize how far you have come. Not through loud victories, not through public applause, but through quiet strength. You will notice that your reactions have changed. What once triggered fear now invites calm. What once demanded answers now receives trust. This is not coincidence. This is growth completing its work. The watching that shaped you has taught you something sacred, how to stand without needing constant reassurance. You no longer depend on others to validate your worth. You no longer panic when clarity takes time. You have learned that not everything needs an explanation to be true. My beloved child, there was a time when you felt the urge to constantly prove yourself. To show people your intentions. To defend your heart. But now, that urge has softened. You understand that those who are meant to see you will recognize your truth without persuasion. And those who choose not to see were never meant to walk closely with you anyway. You will feel a new kind of peace settling into your life, not the absence of problems, but the presence of trust. Trust in timing. Trust in direction. Trust in the unseen support that has never failed you. This peace will guard your heart more effectively than fear ever could. There will still be challenges, my beloved child. Watching never meant struggle would disappear. But now, struggle will no longer define you. You will face difficulties with steadiness instead of panic. With wisdom instead of impulse. You will respond instead of react. And that alone will change outcomes in your favor. You may notice that life begins to simplify. Not because less is happening, but because you are no longer scattered inside. Your thoughts will align. Your decisions will feel cleaner. Your boundaries will feel natural instead of forced. This inner order is the result of careful preparation. My beloved child, remember how often you felt unseen in the past. How often you wondered if anyone truly understood you. Now you will realize. Understanding was always there, even when acknowledgement was not. And because you were understood at a deeper level, you were allowed to grow quietly without pressure. Behind your back, what once corrected you now celebrates you. What once shielded you now trusts you. You are no longer being held back, you are being released, gently, into greater responsibility. Not because you are perfect, but because you are ready. You will also begin to recognize others who carry the same depth. You will sense sincerity without words. You will feel alignment without effort. These connections will feel calm, not intense. Safe, not overwhelming. True, not performative.